Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is MOGIBETH, and for those of y'all who are new here, I own a six-figure reselling business selling primarily women's clothing on places like Poshmark and eBay. And today's video is a little different. I'm trying some new kind of content on my channel now, and I wanted to film everything that I passed on in the thrift store and show you why I passed on it, showed you me checking comps and everything like that. I ran into a couple snafus when filming this video. The first day I could barely find anything that I wanted to even look up. I was at one of my favorite Goodwills too in the area, which rarely does me wrong, and this time around I just couldn't find anything. So I found some things in the jeans and the pants section at that thrift store, so you'll see me find some things and pass on some things and actually pick up a couple of things from there. And then I tried again at a different location, a Goodwill, and I had to actually give up halfway through that one because I just had horrible intestinal cramps, like the worst I've ever had, and I've had some bad intestinal cramps. So, you know, you only get to see like, I think pants, jeans, and jackets from that one, but I still think there's some really good content here. So hopefully you'll like this video. Let me know in the comments down below if this is something you'd like me to try again. It's something different. I haven't done this before, so I'm excited to hear what y'all think. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I'm gonna jump back in time and show y'all what I passed on. Alright, here's the first item I passed on. I love selling maternity jeans, and including J brand, but these were too pilled and too worn, so I decided to pass. I also love selling frame Lehigh skinny jeans. These were $9.99, but then after checking it over, it looks like there's just too much damage and wear right there. So I decided to pass on those. Okay, Levi's wedgie skinny jean. I have never sold these, but I do know that the wedgie jean does well. I don't know about the wedgie skinny, so I decided to check comps. It was hard to check comps because it kept just showing me just the regular Levi's wedgie, which is not what I wanted to see. I did end up finding, I think, a couple of comps that looked good for the wedgie skinny specifically, so I decided to go ahead and try those out. Okay, these are called the Free People Regan jeans, sorry, and they wanted $19.99 for them in that condition. Do you see the dimpling? Extreme dimpling. It's ridiculous. So I passed. These are mother jeans, and since they were the green tag, they were half off, so I was really excited to find them. However, after looking it over, I decided to pass because of the condition, and also because they were low rise and an older style, which I'll still pass on mother if it's a really older style. Similarly, these Madewell jeans were half off, but the condition, especially in that middle seam there, made me decide to pass. I love finding Madewell with that eco trade tag and with an exposed button fly like that, but there's too much dimpling there, so I decided to pass on those as well. I found these Everlane jeans, and they actually didn't have any dimpling. I think Everlane has a more rigid denim, so not as much spandex or elastic in their jeans. So didn't find any dimpling, didn't find any stains, so I decided to pick them up. Everlane doesn't sell quite as fast or for as much as it used to, but it still sells well for me, and I love selling it. I always make sure to check the inside of the jeans just to make sure there's no staining, so that is something that you definitely want to check. But speaking of Everlane, when I headed over to pants, the first thing I found were these pair of Everlane pants, which I was really tempted to just put in my cart because, again, I love selling Everlane, but they were $12.99, so I did decide to check comps. First, I wanted to check to make sure all the hardware was there, the buttons and the hook eye closure and the zipper was working, and they were. It was actually, these pair of pants were in excellent condition. So I checked comps, and I'm glad I did because they were really low. I mean, selling for as low as $16 new with tag. So I decided to go ahead and skip, unfortunately, pass on those. Okay, Rolla's is an Australian brand that is sold at places like Revolve, and I've sold it before and it sells fairly well. They wanted $9.99 for them, which is a little high. Looking at sold comps though, I mean, if you saw those first three there, They looked really good. I mean, they were selling for $40, $50, but I decided to check available comps, and they were listed typically around $30. So that tells me that demand has probably dropped off, and the going price on resale marketplace is much lower now. This was a pair of Madewell camo jeans. I typically pass on printed denim, but these looked like a newer style that I wanted to check out, and they were half off. And I actually found that the more kind of higher sizes, so like 29, 30 and up, tended to do well, but the lower sizes like 24, 25, 26 didn't do so well, and those were kind of a lower size. This is ATM with it, which is Anthony Thomas Melillo, I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is a brand that retails for a lot, and I like selling it, but it does have a slow sell-through rate. This seemed to be like a little bit older style, and then I found that flaw, and combined with the slow sell-through rate, the old style, and the flaw, I decided to pass. So that's all I found at the first Goodwill. There literally wasn't anything else that I could find to even pass on. So this was the next day, or I think a few days later, at another Goodwill, and they actually had like 5 new racks rolled out, which is always very exciting, but I didn't find anything on them, which is not usually a good sign. But headed on over to denim, and I actually found these Good American jeans right away, which I was super excited about because I love selling Good American. Put them in my cart, but then after checking condition a little bit more closely, I realized that the flaw on that middle seam there was much worse than I thought. Like, it was really close to kind of just being a tear, in which case is pretty much unsellable. So I was really sad. I had to put them back because they were only $7.99, which is low, as you will see, for this store. These Madewell jeans were like brand new condition, but they had them marked to $19.99, which it's like, man, that's brutal. I was hoping that was maybe a one-time off fluke, but then I came across Madewell again, and once again, these weren't even in as good of condition. They had them marked up to $19.99. Every Madewell jean I came across was $19.99, which means I could not pick up Madewell jeans, which, as y'all know, is one of my favorite things to sell. Okay, so actually I came across these Levi's Ribcage. Ribcage is a great style to pick up by Levi's. Sells really well. They only wanted $7.99 for these, which is good because alas, they weren't $19.99, but as you can see there was some staining on it, and it looks like just dirt or oil or something, which I think I could get out. So I wanted to chance it and see if I could do some stain removal, but first I wanted to check comps to make sure that even if I couldn't get it out, I'd probably at least be able to get my money back. And comps looked really solid for Levi's Ribcage, as I thought, especially for that kind of wash. So I decided to go ahead and chance it and pick it up. Okay, so I'm going through pants, and some brands that I'm looking for when I'm going through, especially black pants. Number one, Spanx. Love selling Spanx. I'm looking for Beta brand. Sometimes I'll find Figs in the pants section. Here I am finding Theory pants, which I really like selling that new tag Theory. It's the sans serif font. It does kind of sometimes have a slower sell-through rate, but I find that the buyers tend to be less price sensitive and less of a headache because they're like professional, busy career women. So comps look a little all over the place. So I wanted to check this size specifically, and there was only one available comp at size 4 that was there, that was listed for $43. So I thought, okay, I can list it for a little bit lower with that $7.99 price and hopefully make at least $30 from them. So I actually did find Spanx this time around, but as you can see, they were white and they had many stains on them. So I decided to go ahead and pass. I also found Beta brand, which is a brand I love selling, and it was half off. So since I have a lot of experience selling Beta brand, I did not check comps. I just went ahead, checked the condition of these pants because they can be kind of pilly, but these were actually in excellent condition, so I decided to go ahead and pick them up. Next, I found these Zara satin pants. They were high-rise kind of paper bag pants almost. and they wanted $7.99. I wanted to check comps and see if this was a desirable style, because you can kind of tell pretty quickly after searching. So I just searched Zara blue satin pants, looked at available comps, looked at sold comps, and it didn't really look like it was much of a desirable piece. This was a brand I didn't know, Irene Van Rib. So I decided to go ahead and look it up because the quality of these pants was really great. I mean, the seaming, the stitching is really high quality, and then that zipper on the back, the patch pockets, just seemed really well designed. So I wanted to just look up the designer in general on Poshmark, and it didn't really seem like there was much demand for this designer, so I decided to go ahead and pass. Also looked up these pants. I never heard of this brand, but it was new at tag, and it said Hong Kong 745, which sounds like a lot, but when I did the conversion later, it turns out to be like $90 US dollars, which is okay. I couldn't find any comps on Poshmark, so I went to eBay, and the sold comps, as you can see, were really low, so I decided to go ahead and put them back. I found a pair of Everlane white jeans, and they were half off, which was great. So I checked over for condition because, of course, white jeans are notoriously going to be stained or have some kind of flaw. I found only one little flaw, which you'll see in a second there. And it was really minor. So I decided to just go ahead and pick it up, and I'll just disclose that flaw in the listing. And hopefully they sell quickly. Didn't really see anything else that was too bad with it. Decided to go through skirts, and I didn't find anything in skirts, so I headed over to jackets, went through all the jackets, and the only one I found that was worth checking was this Anthropologie. This is actually an older Anthropologie piece, HWR, which is also, the brand name is Monogram. I looked up this kind of felt wool coat, and which would have been a really, really desirable piece back in like 2018. So I just wanted to see how it was performing these days, and it was listed around $36, $38 and selling for, you know, it was kind of all over the place, but around $30 and lower. So I decided to pass on that one. Then I headed over to shoes, at which point my cramps were hurting so bad that I could not stand it anymore, and I actually headed out at this point. Alright, well, that is the video. It wasn't too long, a shorter video for my channel, but let me know, did you guys like this video, and would you want me to try again? I sometimes think that this information is just as valuable as what I picked up, and so hopefully y'all found that to be the case too. I actually was really close to not posting this video, and then I mentioned it on Instagram, and a bunch of y'all DM'd me and said, no, we still want to see it. So hopefully that was still the case, and hopefully y'all found this helpful. But yeah, once again, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Even if you didn't like it, give it a big old thumbs up. And subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to be notified when we post a new video. Hit the little bell icon. All right, well, I'll see y'all in the next one. Love y'all so much. Bye.